everybody, Billy Rabbit here with another tale from the Enchanted Forest. And today I was over at the castle doing some deliveries. They're getting new goldfish at the castle, which is pretty cool. And I work at the pet store with Cinderella's stepmom. She owns that. And everybody was talking about the big ball and how Cinderella went and caused a major scene at the ball. And the story went something like this, from what I can tell. Once upon a time, there was this girl named Cinderella, and she was a pretty ordinary girl. And she had a lot of extra energy and would do all kinds of housework and stuff. And was always into something. So, they called her Cinderella. Her real name was Janice. But she likes Cinderella better because it sounds cooler than just Janice. Some people are like that, They want to be less ordinary, and so they kind of come up with something, and that was her thing, was being Cinderella. And so she was like doing stuff around the house and stuff, and she had these wicked stepsisters who were out doing wicked things most of the time. But when they come back, like one of them was actually holding the world for ransom. It's like, "Hi, I'm a wicked stepsister. Give to me the sum of $1 billion or I'll blow up New York." Right? And so there was an incident with James Bond, and they had a carelessly unguarded death trap. And she had him in there, and she was like, and, he escaped and everything. And she got away. Because James Bond never thought of, looking for her at her house. Anyway, so, yeah, she was pretty wicked, and her other stepsister was wicked, too. And she and the Wicked Witch used to hang out together with Snow White's stepmom, and they get together and talk about wicked things and have a wicked girls' day out and stuff like that. It's really nice. And wicked and nice. So, anyway, there's a bit of a sticky wicked there. Yeah, got stuck. Okay, well, at any rate, so, there's this ball, right? Because the prince, he wants to meet a nice girl, and he's not the kind of guy who goes online dating apps or anything. No, he's going to have a ball, which is like a big party at the castle, really fancy and stuff, and everybody's invited, and all the girls know that he's going to pick one of them to be his bride and everything, and I really don't think that a ball is a great way to build a relationship. But, when you're a prince, you can do this kind of stuff and get away with it. It's pretty cool. He's rich. He's got that going for him. And so anyway, and he's Prince Charming. He's got Charming right in his name. So at any rate, here he is. He's Prince Charming. Here's the ball. And Cinderella wants to go. And her wicked stepsisters are like, "Yeah, you can't go." And she's like, "No, I really want to go." And they're like, "No, you can't go." And her stepmom's like, "Yeah, I'm going to have to side with your wicked stepsisters on this one. What with me being wicked as well? You've got a wicked family. We're the wicked family. You should have known, But anyway, you stay here and we'll go to the ball and it'll be really fun. And you just do something." And so Cinderella was pretty down about this. She was very unhappy. And everybody left, and her stepmother left as well, and turned back and said, "Whatever you do not go to that ball. I do not want trouble at the ball." And so Cinderella's sitting there, and her fairy godmother shows up. And her fairy godmother's like, "You come to me for a favor, and yet you never once clean out my fireplace." And she's like, "Who the heck are you? You're not my fairy godmother." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm your fairy godfather. I think I'm in the wrong story." "Yeah, I think you want Rumpelstiltskin. He lives upstairs, but that's another story." I love that. Anyway, so her fairy godmother shows up, and she's like, "Oh, you want to go to the ball?" And Cinderella's like, "Yeah, I want to go to the ball." And she's like, "Okay." And she makes her dress, right? Poof. And then she turns her wand on a pumpkin and turns it into a coach. Poof! And then the pumpkin's like, "Okay, boys, the first half of the game was pretty good, but it's not over yet. You got to get in there and you got to fight. You got to win, because winners love to win." And Cinderella's like, I don't think that's what you had in mind. Are you sure you know how to work that thing? Because, and she's like, yeah, phew, and changes it into a carriage instead, a pumpkin carriage. It's a pumpkin spice carriage. So, that's okay. And so Cinderella is all fixed up and she's going to the ball, but she's got to be back by midnight because, that's how it goes in fairy tales. You got that catch. There's always a catch in a fairy tale. So she's like off and she goes to the ball and she's having a great time. And the prince is like, wow, you're pretty cool. And she's like, yeah, thanks. And he's like, so you want to dance or something? And she's like, no, I don't like to dance. I actually like to clean things. And he's like, yeah, keep talking. This could save me some money. And so suddenly it's midnight and she has to leave. And she's like running out of there. And she leaves her glass slippers, right? And he's like, hey, I love these glass slippers. And she's like out of there and she's back to being Cinderella. And she's like, oh, the prince really liked me. I hope he finds my glass slippers and comes back and figures out whose they are. And like, it makes me his bride and I get to live in the castle and there's lots to do there and I won't be bored or anything. And she waits. And then she waits some more. And then she waits some more in a week, in a month, and she's like, what is going on with this guy? A girl can't wait around forever for Prince Charming. And she looks online, and there she sees, much to her horror, the Prince Charming line of glass slippers. He had taken her glass slippers. He liked them so much. He started manufacturing glass slippers, which was a real boon for the kingdom. It was a big job creator. It was a big factory and stuff. It was really great. And so that's what happened. And she had to stay home. I think she eventually got a part-time job in the factory and stuff. And yeah, so it didn't work out the way she had hoped or anything. But she did a big favor for the kingdom, and the prince was pretty happy, and that's what happened. So that's my story of Cinderella, and I hope you like this story. If you like these kinds of crazy stories that I'm hearing, go ahead and hit the like down there, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is great. Okay, so thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye!